How you doing, Fam Bam? This is Chris Mizzo here. If you're unfamiliar with who I am, I usually talk about PCs and tech. We finally got this PC build finally done, and it's sitting right next to me. And I hope you guys really enjoyed that video, that build. We finally pieced together the Fam Bam build. We could certainly build a PC on the budget. It was well under 2,000. We spent just slightly over 1,800 fully on this build, which is less than the RTX 5090. So it certainly can be done. And the best part is you still can enjoy 4K gaming even on a PC that's less than $2,000. So it's 100% possible in 2025. If you have any questions, feel free to put it down in the comments and let me know if you're curious about anything. If you're also wondering if I started benching this PC, I have not quite yet. Benching, I'm still going to work on. I'm just loading it to my external drive. Unfortunately, my internet caps my internet, which I have Comcast Xfinity, completely sucks. So I gotta kind of extract all the Steam games to my external drive to the PC so I can properly benchmark it. So I'm going to give it all the thorough tests such as PC Mark. I'm going to give it 3D Mark. I will also give it a full-on gaming test such as Monster Hunter Wilds, and I will be running Metro Exodus. And if there's any specific game requests or game benchmarks, if you're curious about, let me know. I could certainly throw it in. And hopefully everybody started off with a good morning so far. If you did, just put one in the comments down below. Let me know how your morning is going. Two, if you're not feeling so great, just put it down because I love to hear from you guys. If you were on my stream earlier, you know I was at 100% capacity. I was not feeling that well, but luckily I recovered pretty quickly. One of the viewers actually recommended me to take some vitamins, and that actually 100% helped. I feel almost just at 100% now, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Hopefully you guys are feeling great about this PC build, about the Sapphire RX 9070 XT that is going to be in action. And it certainly is capable of doing a lot of what the RX 50 series can do. In fact, it could even compete with the RX 5070 Ti easily. And it's near capacity to the RX 5080 even, depending on the type of games that you have. Again, feel free to ask any questions if you're thinking about building a PC, or if you're curious what is important about building a PC, feel free to put in the comments. Also, with this build, it was a Montech PC case, which was the Air 3. It was only $74.99 at Micro Center. Anybody can really pick it up. It's not an expensive case. It was on sale. Typically, it goes for $99.99. And this weekend, I believe they'll probably have it more on sale. Check out Newegg, check out Amazon, check out the listings that I do have down below in the build, the PC build, because a lot of the stores, especially this weekend, has a big deal on the whole spring deals. So you can certainly get a lot of PC parts on the cheap. We have the Sapphire RX 9070 XT installed on it. The Nitro Plus, if you're wondering if there is going to be more coming in, there should be very shortly. In fact, it should be within about a couple of weeks. There should be a few more coming in. And it's going to be various models, and luckily they gave a lot of supply up in the original release. So a lot of people who are complaining about not having enough supply now, that's not 100% true. They do have, in fact, a supply. It's just they waited all these months, especially since January to March, to release this product. It was even supposed to be released in January, but we had a lot of questions on the reason why it didn't. But this is the most important part, is if you are looking to build a gaming PC and one PC that could also stream as well, it is also important to look for the graphics card. That is the number one component. Everything else is very upgradable. Doesn't matter what you purchase. Then you focus on the motherboard that you purchase next, because that's a component that you're more than likely not going to change out as often. You can always upgrade it if you choose to, but it's practically like building a brand new PC if you choose to opt out and change out a motherboard. So definitely get a decent one. And this was a very good deal for the ASUS the ASUS Tough Gaming Plus Gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. In fact, this board, luckily, we were given by ASUS. Same thing with the CPU cooler that they gave us. But just to let you know, I specifically asked ASUS for a budget build motherboard because not everybody's going to want to spend $700-800, or even the new ROG Maximus motherboard that's going to come out, the Maximus Extreme. That's a $1,000 motherboard. Not everyone's going to be willing to spend over $1,000 on that type of board. So you can certainly get one on the cheaper, such as the Tough Gaming Plus. It's only $199. You can certainly purchase that on Newegg. And the same thing goes with Best Buy as well. I believe it's also posted on Amazon. So again, check out the description links down below. It's specifically on my YouTube channel about this PC build. So make sure you take a look at it, and I will have everything listed there. If you're curious of where to find it, it's very easy to find my website. Just go to chrismizo.com. Just go to the YouTube link, and then you can find the video from there. Also, the processor that we chose was the 9600X. Reason being is because it's not a really expensive processor. It's just slightly over $200, and you still can build quite the gaming beast. So you don't have to worry about getting the 9800X3D. You don't have to get the 9950X3D. Those are all high-end processors. And more than likely, not everybody's going to take full capability, especially to the 9950X3D. It's a $700 processor compared to something you could purchase for $200. You could take advantage of the 9800X3D if you have a larger budget, because that's around $450 USD. But not everyone will have a full-on budget to be purchasing a $450 processor. So that's why we chose to get the 9600X3D. It's a little bit over $200. And the motherboard together, that's only $400 already to the start. The most expensive components were the GPU, as I mentioned, which was at $770. And the most other expensive component was also the power supply. Why would we spend so much money on a power supply? Because it can also be very energy efficient. That's the good thing about having a decent power supply. If you do, it's going to be the 80 plus platinum power supply. So if you are very cautious and you care about your electric bill, you're going to go for a higher end power supply. And not only that, they have better capacitors. They're actually Japanese capacitors that can last a very long time, up to 10 years even. The warranty even covers to up to 10 years, just to let you know how good it is. And again, you're spending $250 on a power supply such as that. You can go to a lower end power supply. There's nothing wrong with that. You could go with a power supply that's 80 plus bronze. You'll spend less than $100 on it. But the problem is, if you do choose to purchase one, if you do choose to purchase a power supply such as that, just know that it won't be as energy efficient. When you're at 100% load, you're probably going to be about maybe 75 to 80% power efficient compared to a full-on 80 plus platinum power supply, where you'll be at 90% efficiency when you're gaming. So you'll see a large difference when it comes to your electric bill if you choose the proper power supply. Now, if you're choosing the RAM or you're choosing the NVMe, the RAM, you can go with a 32 gigabyte to start with, and you want at least 6,000 megahertz. You'll save a ton of money that way, and you don't have to spend a ton on latency, not just yet, because you can always upgrade later. In fact, the RAM that we purchased was just under $92.99 USD. And again, we're spending well under $100 for a lot of these components. Same thing with the NVMe. We chose to go PCI Express 4. In fact, the PCI Express 4 is good enough to game on because you don't need PCI Express 5. You probably saw the Samsung 9100 Pro. It's a great NVMe. It's super fast, but there is one problem. You won't take advantage of those speeds. So that's the largest problem when you do have a faster PCI Express 5. The only thing you'll notice the difference is if you're transferring between two different drives, just say. If you have two PCI Express 5 drives, it's great for that. If you're more of a filmmaker, if you're more of doing photo content, you're more of graphic design, you're more into that type of focus when it comes to your PC, then it would be great to have it for. Or even your streams, it would be great to have PCI Express 5. But it isn't necessary. It's more of a time saver to have a faster drive. PCI Express 4 is still very fast. You still can get PCI Express 4 even to the maximum speeds of up to 7,000 megabytes per second, which is still very fast. You can get PCI Express 5 that's at 14,000 megabytes per second, but no one's going to fully utilize those speeds. Even when you game, you can actually game off of a hard drive because it does not really require those speeds, because Microsoft does not yet implement direct storage. Because it doesn't, you will not take advantage of those speeds. So you can go with a cheaper drive. Hence why the PCI Express 4 drive that we chose to put inside of this PC with the OS was only $62. So again, this whole build altogether was $1,800. So if you have any questions about a build, feel free to ask. I love answering your questions, and just let me know what your thoughts are. So hopefully everyone is having a great day. If you started off with a coffee, press 1, let me know, or type in your keyboard, press 1. Let me know if you had some coffee, or maybe you had some bubble tea. If you had some bubble tea, put 2. Let me know what you guys had this morning. It is quite a beautiful morning right now in sunny Florida. It's actually nice and cool. It's been windy for the last couple days, so I can't complain. And thanks to one of my viewers recommending vitamins and some cold medicine, because that helped vastly. And the star of the show, my dog, he is somewhere hiding. He's finding a place to go sleep somewhere, but I'm sure he'll make an appearance sometime soon. I can't wait to show you guys more about the PC build. In fact, it's right next to me. I'll show you guys and take a look at it right there. It's just ignore that studio light, and it's just sitting there. It's getting ready for the testing phase. So I'll start getting ready to do benchmarks and everything with it. And as soon as I get the benchmarks ready, then I'll definitely post up a video based on it. Again, if there's any specific benchmarks you guys would like to know, just feel free to let me know. And let me just take a sip of water here, because I'm a bit dry in the throat right now. How refreshing. Some fresh water. All right, so let's see here. Okay, perfect. So, switch it back right over here. So that's the PC build just sitting there. I will certainly have it turned on. I will turn it on momentarily, just making sure we get the full audience that's coming in. Right now, everybody's still just coming in and everything. So I hope you guys are very excited for it. Make sure, if you aren't following me, just make sure you go down and join. Hey, SML, thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of the wonderful fan bam. Also, for everyone that's joining in, I am also doing a giveaway. I'm giving away a Samsung 990 Pro. If you're curious about finding it, it's going to be on my website, chrismizo.com, and go to YouTube. Go to the YouTube video, and if you go to my YouTube video and go to my live on YouTube, I have the giveaway link posted on there for you guys. And if you guys want to try to win this, and I'm also giving away some merch here, such as the Jonah tees. That's the name of, oh, I'm not wearing it, wrong shirt. But anyway, the Jonah tees, it's just kind of like my hat, but it says Chris Mizo across it. And that will also be some merch that I will be giving away. Please feel free to join. It's actually going to end, I think, this weekend. As soon as it ends, I will have a live on announcing the winners of the giveaway contest. So please join and let me know your thoughts of what you think about PC building. If you are more of a console gamer, please put down in the comments down below. Let me know if you have a console or if you prefer PC gaming. I love to hear your thoughts about it. Also, if you're thinking about NVIDIA, if you're also thinking about AMD, and you're thinking between the two and you're more budget conscious, definitely doesn't hurt. Hey, Oriki, welcome. Yeah, sure, I'll repeat again. Right now, I'm just talking about the PC build, and we are just doing the giveaway I just mentioned. I'll repeat the giveaway real quick, and then I'll kind of backtrack a little bit from there, which is if you haven't joined the giveaway, please do. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's funny. I get asked that a lot if I'm Mizo, but I'm not actually Missourian. I'm actually, it's just Chris Mizo. Just Mizo's the last name. It's funny. I get asked that a ton, but actually I'm Taiwanese and Italian, believe it or not. So sorry to disappoint you if I'm not exactly the Mizo that you thought you were. That you thought I was, but I am announcing the giveaway for the for this, which is the Samsung 990 Pro. You can put it inside of a PS5 because it does actually come with the heatsink and everything, or you can put it inside of your PC. If you do put it inside of your PC, make sure to remove the heatsink. More than likely, you won't take advantage of it anyway. So go to the if you put the motherboard, if you put this in your motherboard, just use the motherboard's heatsink. It doesn't make that much of a difference. I've measured the two just see if there's any real difference between heat sinks, and it doesn't really matter. Just use the motherboard heatsink because it's a little bit easier and you don't have to really retrofit it in. If you guys are just joining in, if you don't know who I am, I'm Chris Mizo. Make sure you go down to either subscribe or follow this channel because I would really appreciate it. It's all about PC building and tech if you're into that. Also, I am talking about the build that I have done on my channel. If you were part of it, that's wonderful. If you were part of the journey of us going to Micro Center together, that was a lot of fun. I let the viewers pick out on what type of parts that we should use for this PC build, and I will show you exactly what it is. If you have watched my video on YouTube on the PC build, it is on there, so you can take a look at it and see what type of parts we chose from there if you just want to see the list and the rundown and all the discounts that there is for this weekend, especially that there is a large spring sale for PC parts. But anyway, if you're just more interested on what the PC is built on, it's built on the 98, it's built on the 9070 XT, which is the Sapphire Nitro Plus, the one with the hidden ports. If you haven't seen it, has a 12-volt high power port and also an optional ARGB that you can also plug into it, and has a metal plate to cover it, so it's a nice hidden connector. Thank you so much for following me. Thank you guys. Thank you for the gift. I really appreciate it. Also, with this connector, with this Sapphire RX 9070 XT, it's amazingly quick. The boost clock's at 3.04 gigahertz, so it's very fast. And the best part is you could take advantage of AMD's RX 9070s. You could take advantage of their boost speeds, and on top of it, you could take advantage of undervolting, which is a great part of when it comes to AMD's chipsets compared to overvolting, such as NVIDIA. The problem with NVIDIA chipsets like the 50 series is it requires a lot of voltage to use it. With the AMD's Radeon cards, they don't require as much voltage. It's much less. It's at 320 watts compared to something that is at 350 watts, for example. And I'm comparing it not to the RTX 5090 because the RTX 5090 takes well over 525 gigahertz. 525 watts. So it could take a lot of power out your power supply, and hence why there's problems with some melted connectors. And Gigabyte's engineers took a look at it and they said that it's more of the connectors issue because it shouldn't be that much current going through that connection. So if you see these 12-volt high power ports, or you might see it as listed as 12x2 x6 ports, then those could be the issues that usually when it's a third-party issuer such as Mod DIY, or you might see cable mods, when they come out with their harnesses for their power supplies, it can cause some melting issues for NVIDIA. But anyway, to move on, to get to the point, this PC is built on the RX 9070 XT. It also has the B850 ASUS Tough Gaming Plus motherboard built into this PC. take full advantage of PCI Express 5 speeds compared to its predecessor, where it was the B650, where it didn't have PCI Express 5. Now the new generation certainly does, and it does have 2.5 gigabit connection. It also features Wi-Fi 7. It has very decent connections when it comes to audio, if you're more of an audiophile. And if you're looking to upgrade even better audio, you could go with the eGaming. But again, if you're more on a budget, B850, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a great motherboard, and it's very easy to upgrade the sound if you wanted to. You could always add different things like sound cards, or it definitely gives you the options to expand on it. The good thing about the B850 is that you don't have to worry about losing power when it comes to installing an NVMe. That was a big problem, where if you installed an SSD and you put it into the motherboard, it would typically split the power from your PCI Express port. It would typically it would split it from the bus, I mean. So it would be going to X8 instead of the full X16 speeds. Now with the new B850, it does not do that. It only splits the power from the PCI Express 4 slots. So it does not touch the PCI Express 5 slots at all. It will be at full X16 speeds no matter what. And if you're worried about it, you can always go into the BIOS, and you can always modify it to where you make sure it's locked in at PCI Express 5 speeds, just in case. And it's usually set to auto, but again, you can always set it to X16 only, and it will ensure that. It can fit up to 3 NVMEs on this board. It also features up to 6 PCB layers, so it's nice, and it has a very nice thick coating on it. It's a very nice board. It has this gunmetal look, and it's only $200 USD. Again, if you're interested in that motherboard, it's going to be on my YouTube channel. Just go down in the description box and you can make sure to secure it for that deal. Typically, this motherboard goes for as high as $220, but now it's currently on sale for $200 for this spring deal weekend. Also, the processor, if you're curious about the processor, it's at 9600X. It's the AMD Ryzen 5. We chose to go 9600X because it's more budget friendly. It's half the price of a 9800X3D. 9800X3D is going to cost $450 typically, or even you might be lucky and get it even for $425. But the processor that we chose to get, the 9600X, is only a little bit over $200. So you're only spending $200, a little bit over $200 on the processor. I think it's like 220 plus 200, that's $440 right there. Those are 2 major components of your PC already, and you're getting it for only $400. Some people spend more than that on a motherboard itself. Also, the NVMe that we chose to get, PCI Express 4, it's a Crucial P3 Plus specifically, and we also got that for a great deal for $62. And we also got the RAM, the Corsair Vengeance 6000 megahertz. You want a capacity of at least 32 gigabytes, especially for modern gaming. A lot of modern games will require to take up a lot more space, especially when you deal with games like Black Ops 6. You'll notice that sometimes the memory will leak. They have their issues when it comes to that, so you want to have more capacity. Personally, I would recommend going up to 48 at least. If you go up to 48, then you're perfectly good. And 32 is the minimum I would suggest. Again, I've seen it go up to a 90% capacity at 32 gigabytes. But just to start off, we'll just say 32 gigabytes, 6000 megahertz. It's also Expo. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Make sure to like this stream so far if you are enjoying it. Make sure to follow me. I'm Chris Mizo if you're into PC and tech. If you're wondering what I am talking about, make sure to just join in. I appreciate it. I love you guys for doing this. Also, and speaking of which, after the RAM is the CPU cooler. It's LC360. It's in the AIO by ASUS, the ASUS Prime cooler that was given to us by ASUS. What's up, Kev Mac? Upgraded from the RTX 3080 to the ASUS overclocked 9070 XT. Should get built next week. Oh, I'm excited for you, Kev. You got to send the pictures. If you don't know, I have a Discord channel. Make sure you go down to join the Discord. Show off your pics. Show us your PC builds. I love seeing gaming rigs. I love seeing all kinds of creativity when it comes to it. And the Discord channel is right down in the live description on my YouTube channel. Fortunately, it's not on my other streams. Unfortunately, I can't really share it on there. But again, if you are trying to find me on YouTube, just go on chrismuso.com. It'll be a lot easier to find me on there. Click the YouTube icon, and from there, you can find me. And also, remember to join the giveaway. It's going to end this weekend. Don't miss out. This is probably going to be the last live before I announce the winner for that. So it's the Samsung 990 Pro that you can win. You can install it inside of your PS5, or you can install it inside of your PC, but don't install it with the heatsink if you choose to install it with your, if you choose to install it inside of a PC. If it's inside of your PS5, use the heatsink. Do not remove the heatsink. You need it. Just remember to use the thermal pads for it, or more than likely it might be already covered. It's an unopened product. It's a brand new product. So make sure to join the giveaway. It's on my YouTube stream. If you do, then you can win that, or you can win some Jonas merch. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing the shirt right now. I'm just wearing my Newegg shirt, but it's going to look something like this, but it'll have Chris Mizo across it. These colors are kind of limited on the hat, but these hats are also great if you're interested in the apparel. It is a Under Armour hat, so it is it's great for athletic use and everything like that. So it's definitely a hat I recommend. It's great if you're out in the sun, just like in Florida or in California. It's great for coverage. But we're not here about to talk about sun coverage. We're here to talk about PC products because it's exciting. I am excited to show it, and which I will show within about 30 minutes, which is the build here. If you guys haven't seen it, it's sitting right there on my bench table. So I'm going to get ready to bench it soon, but I have to carry over a lot of the stuff that I have over, all the games, all the benchmark tests. I got to carry it over from a PC drive over to this PC because Comcast, I'm telling you, if you have Comcast, get rid of it. Thank you, Kev, for joining. I appreciate you joining the sweepstakes. And hopefully any of you guys win the free giveaway. Make sure to like this video, and also make sure to follow or subscribe. And also, here's the funny thing with Comcast: if you download so many games with them, if you're downloading, say, Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever games that you download, Monster Hunter's Wilds, there is a cap, just to let you know. You can't download it consistently because you will hit that cap very quickly. So if you're downloading it more than on multiple PCs, my tip to you, and if you have an Xfinity or Comcast connection, make sure to use a SSD to transfer it over. Do not download it. I repeat, don't download it, because they will cap you. Because I think the maximum's at 1.2 terabytes. It's ridiculous, especially this day and age of internet. You would think they would have unlimited internet, but they don't, not for Comcast. But for other providers, such as if you have Verizon Fios, if you have fiber optics, that's great. Take advantage of it, because Xfinity completely blows. I can't believe how bad they are when it comes to data caps. So you could just download, say, onto one set of PC, you can download like all the different games, the benchmarks, and then by the time you download it on another PC, you'll be all capped out, and you'll get a warning from Comcast saying that they charge per gigabyte of usage. But to get back to the point, if you're curious about when AMD is going to restock their RX 9070s XTs or their RX 9070s, they will very surely. It's going to be within a couple of weeks. More than likely, you'll see more of a steady flow. Luckily, AMD has built up a lot of supply when they first released, so it wasn't really hard to get to purchase the first day, but you just had to be there within at least the first hour to purchase the cards. Some people had the whole day in order to purchase a card, and hopefully some of you guys have a Micro Center close to you. If you do, I got to give you a thumbs up. Go there more often. Take advantage of those deals. If you don't, that's not a problem. Amazon's great. Newegg is also an awesome place to go. Just make sure to, if you're interested, again, in any of those products, just down in the description box down below on my live feed, I have them. And also, the thing is, when it comes to PC gaming, it certainly can be done. You don't have to worry about spending over $2,000 on a PC build. If you have questions about gaming on PC, oh, you got Quantum Fiber. That's great, Chef Curry. Quantum Fiber is excellent. I wish we had that here. It just completely sucks when it comes to the internet on this side of the fence. I'm in South Florida, and I'm in that weird pocket where I'm between AT&T and Xfinity. But of course, I'm in the side of the Xfinity side. So I just hope AT&T can really expand a little bit further out and get Comcast out of here, because it's pretty sad. I get 1,000 gigabits of connection, right? I get 1,000 gigabits of download speeds, but my upload speeds are pathetic. They're like 60 megabits. Isn't that ridiculous? So at least when you get fiber, everything's split even. You'll get 1,000 download and upload compared to 1,000 download and 60 upload, 60 megabits. So it's very bad. Definitely go fiber if you can, take full advantage of it. A lot of people overlook upload speeds, and upload speeds are pretty important, especially say if you are like when you watch your streams such as this, you're using more upload speeds than you are actually using download speeds. Or if you're doing what I am doing now, like if you are streaming, you're going to be using a lot more upload speeds. Thank you for the likes, Eddie. I appreciate it. Oh, Addie, I'm sorry. Thank you for the likes, Addie. Thank you. If you're unfamiliar with who I am, if you're just joining in, I'm Chris Mizo. I talk about PC and tech. Let me know where you're coming from. Just if you're having a great day so far, a great morning, hopefully I'm making your morning. Press 1. Let me know if your morning's going great so far. If you press 2, I'll go drag my dog in here so you guys can see him. He's probably going to be a little bit grumpy. He's a little bit older. He's about like 12 years old. He's going to be 13 soon, believe it or not. So he's the logo of the company. That's why I have this dog everywhere, because I want him to be remembered, especially because his favorite place to sleep, believe it or not, is next to a PC. So he always likes the RGB fans lit up, and then he likes to lay next to it and kind of cuddle the PC, oddly enough. But I don't know if your guys' pets does that. Does your cat, does your dog do that too? Do they go up to your PC and kind of like cuddle up next to it? I think it's pretty funny. I don't know if it's the heat or if it's just like the colors that kind of give them an ambience feel. But it's funny that dogs will do that, or cats. What's up, Freaky? What's up, Didi? Welcome everybody that's just joining in. Thank you guys for joining in the stream. I'm talking about the new build. Very excited about it. The 9070 XT. We're in a whole new generation when it comes to PC gaming, and AMD is just stepping their foot a lot closer to NVIDIA. And it's not that far. They're getting very competitive, and they are both close to each other. And I gotta say, they're only between AMD and NVIDIA. There are only two things that AMD is just slightly behind, and that's going to be the whole ray tracing. They're one generation behind. Path tracing, they're about 2 generations behind. And again, that's not a large deal, because if you don't really care for ray tracing or you don't care for path tracing, then that's not going to really pertain to you. But everything else, when it comes to rasterization, it's great. AMD's GPUs could even outpace some of NVIDIA's GPUs, so it certainly can be. It's quite the beast, especially on how fast the boost clock is for the Sapphire Nitro Plus 9070 XT. It's already factory overclocked at 3.04 gigahertz. The regular game clock is at 2.7 gigahertz, so you can take advantage of those speeds. It's at 16 gigabytes of VRAM. It uses G6 memory as well. They're not quite at G7 just quite yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have their foot a little closer to the door, because Lisa Su said herself that they are going to work on a more powerful, higher end graphics card. It's just a matter of when. More than likely, it's not going to come out this year. If it does, it would be a large surprise, because then it seems that AMD was already prepared for it. But if they come out with it next year, then I would expect them more, because they weren't expecting them to be so close to the competition. In fact, the craziest part is when it comes to the AMD side, they did not expect to sell so many graphics cards. They sold up to 10 times more than the RTX 5070 Ti's. And they had a lot more stock of the 5070 Ti's as well. So it was very competitive between the two. So if they had 10 times more to sales, it shows the potential if they had a higher end graphics card. Let me just take a sip. My throat's getting a little bit burnt because I'm still feeling like a slight throat ache, but I'm mostly 100%. I'm like 90% better. I can't say 100%. Hopefully everybody that's in more of the Northeast regions, hopefully you guys are a little bit more warmer than the winter time, because I know that sucks. Being in the cold, sometimes it really does. But the nice thing is when you have a PC, it acts like a heater. It really does. Now, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to post it in the comments. I am more than willing to answer your questions for sure, because I love hearing from you guys. I know when it comes to PC building, especially when you're new, you might not be 100% sure of where to start off with. Now, if you're, but I can tell you, like, if you are looking to build a PC, it's good to look at the graphics card first, because that is what really makes a gaming PC. If you're more into content creation, you can look at more CPU power, because you need a little bit more CPU power on that sense. Graphics card doesn't matter as much unless you're using something like DaVinci, because DaVinci is more GPU heavy related compared to, say, like something like Adobe, where it's more CPU related than anything. But again, if you're looking for a gaming PC, go for a graphics card first. You don't have to go RTX 5090. I'm not talking about that great of a graphics card. It's a great graphics card, but you're going to be easily spending, say, $3,500, such as like the ASUS Astral, which is insane. It has 4 fans on it. That's nice. But the problem is, the more fans it has, the more noisy it is. It doesn't have DirectX 9 and PhysX. So if you like playing older games such as Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, or you like playing games like Mirror's Edge, you won't be able to play those games on a 5090, believe it or not. In fact, I have this whole crazy theory that NVIDIA and the gaming companies came together and said, why don't you just take away support for PhysX, and why don't you just take away support for DirectX 9, and then we could just remake those games so that way they can play them again on the new RTX cards, and it requires a better card, obviously, to play those games then. And so NVIDIA and game company strikes a deal. They say, okay, deal. So it's a win-win situation for both of them. They produce a new game that they can't really come up with a creative idea for some reason anymore these days, where everything's practically a remake. And then NVIDIA is going to sell their hardware, because you need the latest and the greatest hardware that's for some reason unoptimized. And then now you have to get new hardware as well. So tell me what you guys think. Is that a crazy theory or what? If you think that's possible, put 2. What's up, Perks? Welcome to the chat. I do answer the chat if you're curious. Let me know if you have any questions at all about PC building. But if you believe that theory to be true, or you think that's very possible, put 2. Let me know. Make sure to like the stream if you're enjoying it so far. And also, for everyone that's just joining in, if you're unfamiliar with who I am, I'm Chris Mizo. I talk about PC and tech. And also, I am doing a giveaway to thank everyone for being part of the wonderful fan bam. I'm doing a Samsung 990 Pro. I'm giving one of these away. And I'm also giving away Jonas merch. If you're wondering where exactly is the giveaway link, it will be on my YouTube live page. It's going to be, the easiest way to find it is just go to chrismizo.com and go to the YouTube page, the YouTube icon. And when you click it, you'll see my live, hopefully like right there, then and there. And just go into the link, and then that way you can win the SSD. Also, the good thing about this SSD, it does come with the heatsink and everything in it too. So even though when it comes with the heatsink, it's great to install in a PS5. You don't have to install it with a heatsink if you're putting it in a PC. But with the PS5, please install the heatsink. It needs it. It needs to dissipate heat. It's very important. Also, for those who might not win the SSD, that's fine, because I am also giving away some merch. I'm giving away Jonas merch here, which is the icon of the channel, which is Jonah, which is the dog. So it's called Jonas hats, Jonas tees. I will be giving away some merch as well. So good luck to everybody out there. Hopefully you are joining the giveaway contest. Now, what I was originally talking about was the build for this PC. And what I started off with was a Montech Air 3 case. It was very cheap. It was only $75 for this case. It came with 4 different fans. It came with 320 millimeter fans, which are the 3 front fans for the PC, which I will turn and show you guys, which I will power on shortly. I will power it on approximately 10 o'clock just to show you guys. But right here are the fans of it. And it came with 3 of those 120 millimeter fans, and also came with that back fan. It's going to be kind of hard to see it until I turn the light, but there's a back fan there that's 140 millimeters. And let me turn it a bit more so you guys can see. Excuse the mic bump right there. Just want to make sure you guys get a very decent angle at it. Here's the RX 79, not 70, it's the RX 9070 XT that's in this PC build, and it has the hidden connectors. I can't wait to show you guys up close. I'm going to take off the glass case so you guys can really take a better look at it. Now, I am doing this stream from 2 different devices. I'm doing it from a camera and the phone, so I will be showing it in those 2 different devices. Also, if you're enjoying the stream so far, please like the stream so far, and please follow or subscribe to the channel. Also, it has the AIO pump. You see that, you see probably like that blue light over there. And that blue light is actually the CPU cooler. The CPU cooler is the ASUS Prime LC360. It's a 2.3 inch display. And on top of it, it's customizable. It lets you know CPU temperatures, so you can monitor it right there from your PC case. So you can set it up right upon your desk. And also, it does have a Corsair Vengeance RAM installed right next to it, and that is 32 gigabytes at 6,000 megahertz. And it also has a ASUS Tough Gaming Plus B850 motherboard, a great motherboard to pair with this PC. And it does have a power supply, which is the 1000 watt Seasonic power supply. It is the 80 plus platinum power supply. So not only is it a great power supply, but it is also energy efficient. Now, everything else here is more of like older accessories and everything that I've connected to it, because again, this is going to be like a bench test. And more than likely, there we go. And more than likely, I will be doing a benching all day to really get good, decent numbers out of it. And I do have another build that I will be kind of comparing it to. I have a RTX 4090, which is behind me. But this one's more of course, a bigger build, but it's also more expensive. I have a video based on this build as well. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. But, so let me spin this around so I can adjust it. Kind of an awkward angle, kind of a weird look of it. But this is currently what I am streaming off of. And on this build, it has a RTX 4090 compared to a RTX, compared to a RX 9070. But just to give you an idea, it's going to be quite the difference in testing. Again, you're having a bigger video card versus a smaller video card. But again, you're going to, the main concern isn't about more power, but more of comfortability when it comes to gaming. It's more of being able to be on a budget on gaming. Again, this build only costed less than $2,000. It was only $1,800 USD for everything, all the components inside of the PC. So not only can you build a PC for less than a RTX 5090, you could certainly build a full gaming rig and then get accessories on the side of it. You choose to go play on a, say you want to get the Vision Pro controller, you could easily game on that. If you don't prefer gaming on keyboards, I recommend this controller. It's a great controller to game on. Also, there's also another great controller, which is the traditional Xbox Series X controller. These are also great as well. And you can also use DualSense controllers on PC as well. So you have a lot more flexibility compared to a console if you're curious about that. With consoles, you're limited to what you have. So if you have a PlayStation 5, you can only use PlayStation 5 controllers. You have Xbox Series X, you can only use Xbox Series X controllers. With PCs, you have a lot more options and variabilities you could use. You could try keyboard and mouse to see if you like it. Personally, for me, I love keyboard and mouse. That's why I typically go after when it comes to first-person shooters. If you're a keyboard and mouse person, let me know. Put 1 if you are. If you're more of a controller person, press 2. Let me know. Are you guys either a keyboard or a controller user? I gotta know, because especially now, it seems like the world's a different place, and some people can choose more of a controller over than a keyboard and mouse. So are you guys a mouse and keyboard? Press 1, or are you a controller? Press 2. What's up, Run? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Pretty soon I will be turning on this PC pretty soon. It's going to be about 12 minutes before I turn this PC on and we can see it in action. I will take off the side casing so you can really take a look at it. I really can't wait to show you guys how it looks. It's really a very beautiful build. And again, it's hard to beat. We built this for cheaper than an RTX 5090. That just tells you right then and there, it's not worth getting a RTX 50. Oh, I see it, Mac. So you prefer okay. I get you. You prefer controller too, because the thing is, nowadays it seems like sometimes controllers are a little bit more quicker reaction when it comes to it, because especially you can use things like aim assist, especially when it comes to first-person shooters, it's also a lot better when it comes for action adventure games. You don't want to use a keyboard and mouse when you are playing an action adventure game. It does take away a lot of fun out of it, but. Feel free, if you have any questions, I'm here for you. I do talk to the chat. I will try to catch you, and I will definitely respond back to you. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Welcome, our Soka. Welcome, Paul. Welcome, Lore. Welcome, everybody that's coming in. I'm Chris Mizo. I talk about PC and tech. Thank you, guys, for joining in. I'm talking about the PC build. If you're into that, I just finished it up. It's a RX 9070 XT Sapphire Nitro Plus. If you haven't seen it, it's a beautiful card. It has hidden connectors of the 12-volt high power port, and you can optionally choose to put in ARGBs. You actually don't have to use ARGBs if you don't want to on this GPU, which is really different compared to all other ones where they kind of defaulted to this like ARGB setting. So if you prefer more of a stealth build, it can certainly be done now. You don't have to plug in that graphics card. It's optional. And this card only costs it $770 compared to something like an RTX 5080 that's from an AIB, which will easily cost you, say, $1,700. So you could easily save a ton of money and get as much gaming fun out of the RX 9070 XT. You can game in 4K, you can game in Ultrawide without an issue. Now, if you're looking for a cheaper build, it certainly can be done, especially in 2025. Don't let anybody tell you that buying a PC is expensive. It really isn't, because when you compare it to a console, thank you for the likes, Emma. I really appreciate it. Also, if you guys really if you compare console and you prefer PC, the difference is that you'll save a lot more gaming on a PC because you don't have to pay for internet like an Xbox or a PlayStation 5. You don't have to pay for PlayStation Plus, or you don't have to pay for Xbox Game Pass. You don't have to pay for those things. It's completely free. The internet's free. There is no type of membership you have to pay each month when you game on a PC. You have more options. You have more controllers. You have more variabilities when you game on a PC. You could choose to go on Microsoft Flight Simulator. What's up, Fiery? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I'm happy you joined us. I'm just getting started. Pretty soon we're going to start up this PC within several minutes, and we're going to see it in action, because hopefully you guys got to see that build. It really was a wonderful build. It's a very quick video. It's about 14 minutes altogether. And if you're interested in seeing how I built the PC, it's up on my YouTube channel. It's and it has chapter marks, so you could skip certain areas if you're looking for a certain way. And I have a more in-depth build, which was the 9800X3D. That's much more longer of a video, but I'm much more in depth, so that way I can describe more into more into PC building if that is what you're looking for. So Kev Max says, just into PC gaming about 4 years ago and would love to be keyboard and mouse, just not good with the keys on the shooters. I perfectly understand that. I know when you first join PC gaming, when you first do that, when you first make that move to keyboard and mouse, it's not easy. It takes a little time to learn. Yes, I do plan on benchmarking soon, Fiery, but I probably won't be benchmarking on this stream, because if I do, I will definitely let you guys take a sneak peek for sure. Actually, maybe I can. I'll just load it into my SSD and then I'll transfer it over so that way you guys can get a good idea. I haven't set all the parameters quite yet for it. I haven't set the overclocking or anything like that yet. So this is mostly going to be stock settings. It's also going to be with only PBO and Expo 1 settings, I believe, and that's it. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do answer all the questions in the chat. So I tried to answer all the questions in the chat. I have 2 different ones coming on. So yes, I am streaming on 2 different platforms, Fiery. I'm streaming on both on TikTok, and I'm also streaming on YouTube as well. I'm streaming on Twitch and on X. So I got like 4 different platforms going at the same time. So if I missed you guys, I apologize for that. Thank you for sharing the live. Hot dog with mayonnaise. I appreciate it. You know what? Hot dog and mayonnaise. That's quite the mix. Do you prefer mayonnaise? Hot dog and mayonnaise. So I will be starting it up very soon. I'll be starting it up within several minutes. I'm very excited to show you guys to see how it looks like. Welcome Rory. Welcome Grams11. Welcome everybody that's joining in. Welcome Dylan. So let me see if I could get you guys to see each other, because right now it is on, let me see. I did sign in, but the funny thing is I don't know how well it's signed in. There we go. Hopefully that goes in and hopefully you guys can see each other. But there we go. Perfect. So if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to give it a like. Thank you, Ruth, for sharing the live. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone sharing the live. I'm also going to start up this PC very soon. I will work on it. Hey, what's up, Viali? Yes, this is the build that I was talking about earlier. In fact, it's good to see you because you actually came in at the perfect time. You got to see the build. You got to see the PC build all together. I plan on starting it up. It's actually right next to me right now. So I will turn on this PC build within about 5 more minutes. Once I do, you guys can take a much closer look at it. And I will be uploading the different benchmarks from my PC over to this one. So that way we can take a look at it. Thank you, Ruth. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Welcome, Zach. Welcome, God Fable. What do you think about iGPU in the 5600 GT? It's not. I don't think it's too bad, but yeah, that's something I have to kind of take a closer look and compare with. But it all depends. So Fiery just asked, what do I think about What do you think about the iGPU in the 5600 GT? So I think it's okay. It's going to be, it's just like a good way to start off with. But I would say definitely take a look at some of the newer cards for sure. Because if you're looking to game on a newer platform, on newer games, I would suggest just taking a look at like a 9070 would do. Even a RTX 5070 would do. They would do great. Thank you for liking the live, Lou. Tapper K, thank you guys so much for liking it. I appreciate it. And also, I'd say definitely take a look at, say, like RTX 5070 would be good if you can, or a RTX or a RX 9070 even would be great. Those are good cards. You can start off with a lower GPU like that, but just to let you know, you might not have the full capability that you would like, especially if you're trying to game on a lot of newer games. But for sure, with this build, it's definitely a lot cheaper. It's my first build. I just want to see if I can boot it up properly. I remember I was trying to help you diagnose it. Were you able to figure out if it was your GPU or was it the display? That's my question. Because the problem that, thank you so much, Ruth, for following in. Thank you guys so much for joining. So Fiery's question, I apologize, you guys can't see it on TikTok, but what Fiery just asked, it's my first build, and so I just want to boot it up properly. He bought a GPU from eBay for really cheap, for a great deal, and he wanted to go start it up, but he was having an issue having the display on his PC. Now, when that usually happens, it's either going to be two things, or three things, in fact. It could be either the monitor, it could be the display cable, or it can be the actual GPU. So I always suggest checking the monitor on a different PC or a different outlet, like a console, see if it turns on. If it does, then you know it's not the monitor. If it's the PC, you want to make sure to plug it into a different display, just to make sure that if it turns on, then you know it's the monitor. So there's different ways to diagnose it really quickly, and sometimes it could just be the cable itself. Try switching out the cable and see if that works. Sometimes it could be the display cable. It might not be functioning correctly. There's been plenty of times I bought things off of Amazon, like a $8 cable, and it didn't work. Oh, sorry, Fiery. So what I was saying is you could check the cable first. That's what I usually recommend. I just swap out the cable, see if you have a different HDMI cable or a different DisplayPort cable, and usually that will resolve your issue, because sometimes that's what the problem is. Now, if it's an older graphics card, they typically have like DVI, or they will have a VGA. You can swap them out and check it. Yeah. Oh, I thought, sorry about that, Fiery. I thought we were talking on Discord about it. I apologize for it. But feel free to go into my Discord channel and we could talk about it, because someone else actually had a similar issue, if that's what you're experiencing. But go into my Discord if you have problems. Go into the asking questions side, and I will be happy to help you guys out. Thank you guys so much for joining in on TikTok. I appreciate it. Thanks, Israel. Thanks, Ali. Thank you guys for all coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining in. Thank you. And we are going to start the PC very soon. I have everything all together here. I'm just going to move a couple things so that way you guys can see it easier. I'm just going to move my lighting around so don't panic. It's going to look a little bit different in here, so I'm going to set it up better so that way everybody here can see. So just give me a moment here, and we will be right back, so that way you guys can enjoy the view of seeing the PC. But in fact, let's turn this around. You can see me take off the panel. You'll see it a lot better this way, so you can see what I'm doing here. Excuse the light, guys. Gonna lift that up out the way. How's that? I know it probably looks crazy in here. Get this glare out the way. In fact, I should put my wireless mic on. It'd probably be better for you guys on TikTok, because now it'll be a little bit of a distance. Be careful with the glass. Let me move that ears. Be careful with moving glass, because you know how that can be. Apologize for all the bumping or whatever sounds. So I'm taking that off. And if you're dealing with glass, just make sure to be careful with it. You don't want to sit it somewhere up high and then it drops. That always sucks. So I'm going to get this tripod out so you guys can see. You guys can see it. All right. You guys ready for a ride? Let's see. I'll move this up here. What's up, Fire JC? Good to see you. Thank you for joining the Discord. I just got your alert. All right. All right. Just gotta fix this cord real quick. Got it all bundled up. Oh, and I got a filter on my fault, guys. Sometimes it's a pain dealing with this kind of stuff. All right, let me see. All right, now we're back into normal color. I gotta get a longer cable. All right. Oh, you guys are falling all over the place. Wish the cold shoe was a little bit better. Oh, hang on, guys. TikTok's giving me the puzzles right now. I should get like a wireless transmitter. There we go. Make sure you guys are secure, that the camera doesn't fall now. The hazards of content creating. %, Anna. Yeah, that notification is fake. There we go. You guys see it okay? Let me put my wireless mic on, guys, so that way you guys can hear me better on TikTok as well. Let's see. I'm gonna just unplug it from here. Testing. All right, how's that? That's a lot better, right? So I got the wireless mic in too. Hopefully it doesn't interfere. Okay, perfect. So now let me just get this right there. All right, you guys can see the temperature and everything. Now all I got to do is I just got to move this mic here because it's like 10 million wires here. Hopefully this this tripod will be long enough to. Let me go with that. Perfect. All right, guys, I'm going to start this PC up. How's that look? Doesn't that look sexy? That RX 9070? It's an XT, by the way. And this is the Sapphire Nitro Plus. You see the hidden ports up here? You don't even see them. And you got the nice, and for you guys too, you guys could see the temperature up there, measured up. And right now I'm just going to start this up. And I'm going to transfer over the the files for the benchmarking. So I'm going to put that stuff in too. So if you have any questions of these components at all, feel free to ask. I'm going to try to get close as possible for you guys too. This USB-C cable is like about 6 feet or so. It's a little, yeah, like a little bit over 6 feet. Matter of fact, I could probably push the desk a little closer to you guys. There we go. That makes more sense instead of trying to stretch the cable. Now, with this build, if you're curious what that is, that's the LC360 cooler. All this is magnetic fans. Let me move this again. All these are magnetic fans up here. So you don't have to, they're all daisy chained by magnets. So you don't have to actually use any extra wires. It's just one fan wire that you have to use. It's not like how it was before where you would have to constantly connect all the fans. Remember that? How much of a pain that was? Now that's easily, you don't have to do that anymore. Also, the good thing about this the Sapphire, it has this magnetic plate. Now, if you do install it in a similar build like this, I had to put the magnetic plate on before installing the GPU. Otherwise, it would have this weird, it would have like it wouldn't fit because of the Q release. There we go. And if you look closely enough, you'll see the Q release right there. That's that black lever. And you can see how close it sits close to the graphics card. So that kind of gets in the way. So I highly suggest putting the plate on before you actually install the metal plate, because it's going to be very difficult for you to do it. And it was actually already tough enough to barely fit it in there. I just wish it was a bit more thinner, then it wouldn't be as much of a pain to install it. Also, if you take a look at the RAM, this is the Corsair Vengeance RGB, which is 6,000 megahertz. It's also 32 gigabytes of DDR5, or whatever I said. But this is also the Tough Gaming, ASUS Tough Gaming Plus motherboard, and it's a B850, and it also has very decent heat sinks in there for VRAMs. Oh, I accidentally hit the power button. Well, I'm glad to see that actually works. That's a good way to test it. All these fans, like these fans right here, the 140 millimeter fan back there, it comes with this case. The fans in the front that you see, they also come with the case, which I will turn that around so you guys can see it. Well, I'll just move it so you guys can see it, but let's see. Okay. Also, the M2 drive, it sits right up on the top, so you can see it doesn't really get in the way of when it comes to yeah, sure. I can show you the whole thing. I'll back it up some. Hopefully, let's see. Let me back it up some, because now I just noticed the angle's kind of crazy. That's probably a lot better, right? Ignore that umbrella. That's a lot better, right? And I'll zoom in a little bit more into the Radeon side. Let me move this monitor too, slightly. Right now it's just hooked up to a Sear Predator Ultrawide. It goes up to, this monitor only goes up to 100 hertz, so it's a little bit slower than some of the other monitors that I have here. But you certainly could use something a little bit quicker. You could go with a 1440p monitor as well. Also, let me show you guys how the hidden cable is. Hopefully this mount for the phone will stay on. I have it on this like camera mount, and I'm going to take you guys off this tripod. So bear with the ride real quick. There we go. So hopefully you guys can see that right there. So that's the port. See those hidden wires? That's 12 volt high power port. And that is also the ARGB wire. Hopefully you guys can see that well. And it's all hidden. So it can certainly be done, and you could just simply route it to the back of the case. There was a question earlier about that. How is that possible? But that's how it's done. You just route it through the back, and it goes under this metal casing. Up here, that's the DDR5 RAM, and this is the ASUS cooler here, AIO 40, and you can see the temperatures are nice and cool. Typically, I recommend Arctic Silver, but everyone has their own variety of type of thermal paste. Tough Gaming B850 motherboard, and I'll show you how the front looks like. Oh, now it's getting caught up in the microphone. There we go. But that's the front of the case. And you hear how quiet it is? You can't even hear it. It's actually even a little bit more quiet than my 9800 X3D build with the 4090. And that's a good thing when it comes to these type of builds, because they tend to actually be a little bit more quieter compared to most. So I'll definitely have it face. I'm gonna prepare some software. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments. I will love to answer them. As of now, I'm going to as of now, I am going to set up the benchmarks. So I'm gonna get them downloaded into the drive. So just bear with me, guys. It's gonna take a moment. Let's see. So right now, I'm just, what I usually recommend are these external drives. I'm gonna transfer everything from Steam over so I could easily benchmark it. So this is how I usually do things, and it's relatively quick. Yeah, hey, welcome on the fence. It's good to see you again. Yeah, it's really nice looking, isn't it? I really love how it looks myself. It's definitely one of my favorites. Especially, it's hard to beat a deal on the price of the Sapphire Nitro Plus. So on Defense Tech, just to let everybody know, if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to load up some benchmarks onto this PC shortly. I just gotta plug it in. Yeah, you could use it for heavy gaming if you wanted to. This PC build is great for that. And on top of it, you're not going to spend a ton of money on it. Again, we spent under $2,000 for it. If you're interested in seeing any of that, make sure you go into my YouTube channel. I have it in my description box. So I'm going into Steam now. Gotta go to my library, switch my mic over here so you can hear me, guys. But I'm just going over to my library now. Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. You can play Black Myth Wukong on it. That's a great game. I know a lot of people are curious about that, especially how demanding a game like Black Myth Wukong is. It's a great game to definitely try it out on. The ASUS Ryujin. You know what's funny? This isn't actually the Ryujin. This is the ASUS Prime LC360, believe it or not. And it's even cheaper. You can actually pick this up for like about $150. It comes with the display. It's really nice. Ryujin's a little bit bigger and bulkier. Actually, is a little bit more noisy compared to this one, from what I've noticed for sure. And let's see. So we're gonna test out Call of Duty on it. I'm gonna transfer over Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. I'll transfer over Hitman, Cyberpunk, Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm gonna put PC Mark on it, 3D Mark, benchmark tool for Black Myth Wukong. Yep, that's what else? Let me know any games you guys want to see on it. I'll try to get it on there. So right now I'm just going to attempt to move it. I just got to prepare this drive for it. Let's see. Steam library. Right now I'm just games. I just got to create it so it can recognize it. Add drive. Okay, right here. Select folder. Oh, I gotta make more room. So this drive's pretty full as it is. I might have some games on here. Let me delete it. I got a lot of stuff on this drive as it is. Okay. Let me delete this. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff on here. Delete that. My game's back up. All right, now let me try. So how's everyone doing today? Let me know how you're doing. Feel free to let me know how your day is going. Love hearing from you guys. Now I got a lot more space. There we go. That's what we need. All right. So if you guys wondering what I'm doing, I'm just transferring over some benchmarks so we can test this out. I'm going to have the charts and everything for it as soon as this week to get more benchmarks out of it. I'm going to put Cyberpunk. I'm going to put Wilds. I'm also going to do the benchmark tool, PC Mark, 3D Mark. And we will move it over to the porta drive. Perfect. So I'm going to transfer it over. I'm going to also have Black Myth Wukong also on there as well. That was one of the questions. But yeah, it's a really sick design. I'll move it a bit closer so you guys can see it. And this was all under 2,000 in 2025. So it's possible. It's 100% possible. Oop. Loosening it up the wrong way. Definitely gotta get a longer USB-C cable. Are you guys AMD fans or are you NVIDIA fans? Put 1 in the comments or put 2. 1 for AMD fans, 2 for NVIDIA. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. And if for anyone who sent me questions on Discord, I will definitely answer them right after the live. I will help you guys out then. I'm excited to, and don't be afraid to ask questions about PC gaming at all. I will answer them. I do talk to the chat. So if you're curious about anything, feel free to ask. Especially if you're new into PC gaming, I can completely understand it. We've all been there at one point. So you're gonna, you'll definitely 100% love PC gaming. Once you go into PC gaming, it's really hard to go back from it, to be honest. You're just gonna be hooked. It's like anything in life. Once you experience it, it's hard to come back out of it. You'll never want to get a console again. I kind of, to be honest, I didn't wish I got a PS5. That's how great, how much more I use PC gaming, by the way. Okay. So while that's all transferring there, you guys can discuss. You guys might be getting bored of staring at that PC. So, but we guys can talk. So right now, you can see back there, I'm currently transferring all the data over for benchmarking. Now this could easily be done. Anyone can really do this when it comes to PC building. Let's see. Oh, you guys. All right. I don't know if it slowed down my stream any because of the USB-C. Great. So anyone that's on my YouTube channel probably experiences a little bit of lag. That might be because I'm transferring files over. And I apologize for that. There we go. Just to send the message out there. So right now, I'm just loading all that stuff up, and we can do a proper benchmarks. And let's see, check out my OBS here. I am not a fanboy of any company. Whatever is the best for 4K gaming is what I buy. Yes, I agree. It shouldn't be a fan of any company because, to be honest, in the beginning, I was a large fan of NVIDIA and I wanted the Blackwell GPU, but then look what happened. Loyalty won't get you anywhere when it comes to a company. NVIDIA cares a lot more about their business investments, to be honest, because their business investments are about 1.2 trillion versus only 20 or 200 billion when it comes to PC gaming. So it's a large difference between the two. And so PC gaming is a very, very small portion when it comes to Nvidia. I think it's actually 20 billion, not 200 billion. Only 20 billion goes to PC gaming, and the 1.7 trillion goes to all business enterprise when it comes to their AI entity and Nvidia's entities. So we make a very small market to Nvidia because of how dominant they are too. But this just shows you when Nvidia takes advantage of their consumers, such as the RTX 5090, where they're charging over 2,000 and you can't even purchase it for 2,000. With AIBs, you're going to easily purchase it for well over 2,000. You'll see it for 3,000, 3,500. And then it just shows that, it just shows the problem when you let a company like that go out of control. Even though they make great products, they do make great cards, but the value isn't there. The value proposition isn't there. You could literally build a whole PC just as we did for less than $2,000. We built it for $1,820 to be exact. So it's 100% possible. It can be done. And I apologize for any slow feedback on video-wise. Hopefully the audio is still coming through very well, because I know currently it's, let me see what it's doing. Because I'm going to move this mic over here, check my, oh, there we go. That's what happened. Okay. For some reason it was just saying something. There we go. So now you guys can see me. I apologize for that slow feedback. It's just the weird angle, I guess, of what the camera was. And I have the wireless mic on as well. So I got like another USB wire kind of running across it. So it's kind of, let me just swing it this way so you guys can see better. But yeah, don't have loyalty for any company. Just focus on what company gives you the best product for your best price, because really make your money go a lot further. You spend $1,800 on a PC build, you can get a lot more cool things. You can get a cool keyboard. You could get a dope mouse. You could get so much better stuff. You could get controllers for your PC for that price. All together, this is all together. After spending $1,800, you could spend a little over $2,000, and you could even get a monitor included. Now, if you buy a 3500 GPU, a RTX 5090, what good is that really going to get you? You still have to spend at least another $15,000 to $2,000 to build that PC, and then on top of it, you don't have a monitor still. You don't have all the accessories that you need unless you have the budget to spend it. Go ahead, you can do it, but it's most of the time it's not worth it. So One Defense says, I have a Blackwell GPU on my server chassis along with the rest of my gaming PC. I paid $2,867 on Micro Center on a 12025. That includes tax, 2-year warranty for the ASUS AORUS Master. That's actually a great deal. I love seeing people who snapped a deal like that. That's an excellent deal. And I'm not opposed to anyone getting a NVIDIA RTX 5090. If you got the budget to do it, do it. Definitely spend the money on getting the best card if you want. If you're lucky enough to get your hands on it, get it. But if you don't, that's perfectly fine. You can always settle with a RX 9070 XC. Not that it's any worse, but you can always upgrade. That's the best part about PCs. You can always upgrade components. Say you only had money to build this $1,820 PC. Later on, if you want to get RTX 5090, you can get it down the line. You don't have to get it then and now. It's the same with every other PC component. That is a large advantage when it comes to PC gaming. It's something that you cannot do when it comes to a console. You can't really upgrade anything but the SSD if you're lucky. PS5 Pro, you have to get an optical drive with it. You have to get this vertical stand if you want to stand up your PS5 vertically. There's other components that you have to spend extra money on when it comes to a console. Plus, you have to pay for a membership every once in a while. So One Defense says, the 9070 is justifiably the best bang for your buck gaming GPU for 1440p. 100% agree with that. You won't see that much of a difference if you go to a RTX 5090 with 32 gigabytes. Sure, it's great to have more VRAM, it's faster, but you're not going to experience that much of a difference, especially if you love playing if you like to play first person, if you're not first person shooters, but if you prefer adventure action games, you will not see that large of a difference, I gotta say. It's also a great deal. It's under $1,000, and you can certainly do some great numbers on there. A lot of people have undervolted the card. You could go, this card already is at 3.04 gigahertz factory. What does that tell you? It tells you how much power this card really honestly has. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream so far. If you are, make sure to give it a thumbs up or make sure to give it a like button. Let me know. And also, if you aren't part of this wonderful sweepstakes, the wonderful free giveaway, make sure you join. It's going to end this weekend, so please do not miss out on it. Don't forget about it. You could easily join it by going on chrismezo.com, go to my YouTube page. It's on my live page on YouTube. If you're on my YouTube, that's even better. You can just go down and hit the hyperlink for the free giveaway. You can certainly take advantage of it. And I will be giving away, it has a heatsink built into it. It actually does come with the one that is shown on the box here. Now, I don't recommend putting in the heatsink. If you're putting it in your PC, put it into, but if you're putting it in a PS5, put the heatsink in. Do not mess up that drive. And also, it's a brand new product. It's still wrapped up in the box. It's actually thanks from Newegg. Actually, I had this still laying around, but I figured it would much better go out to the fan bam, and it's a big thank you for being part of the wonderful fan bam. And if also, I gotta recommend too that if you also on the giveaway, I will be giving away some merch. Make sure you do. Make sure to follow it right here. And I will also be giving some of that away. It's going to be like 3 items. Thank you guys so much for liking it. Now, I don't know what all these notifications are for live. Now, I keep getting all these violation notices on TikTok about being on live. I don't know what it's about. But maybe it's because I'm trying to connect the chat for some reason. It says, I do not want to join if I do not deserve the win. I rather have people who need it. That is very nice of you, Chris. Oh, it's no problem at all. I really want to thank everybody out there. I know exactly what you mean. That's why I want to give it out to somebody that is deserving, who really needs it. And it's funny. I keep getting these fake notifications. It's pretty funny. And also, that might be because of this. But anyway, so right now I'm just trying to, let me adjust the lighting here because it looks a little bit dark. There we go. Isn't that better? Perfect. Now you guys can see me a whole lot better. It was set up in the dark. But right now it's just moving some of the content over. Hopefully it moves it pretty quick. We will see. Maybe I should have grabbed a faster cable. It's usually a lot quicker if I'm using USB-C to USB-C when it comes to the drive. So I will try to test what I can during the time that I do have. Also, if there's any specific games that you would like me to try out, let me know. I'm going to put the benchmark for Wukong. I'm going to have Call of Duty on there. It looks like Call of Duty is almost done transferring over Black Ops 6 to see what type of numbers we get out of the RX 9070 XT. It will be the first time I'm actually running a game on it. And while it does that, actually what I have to do is also install Steam on this PC as well. And I haven't connected to the Wi-Fi yet, which I will do here. Let me see. Which is right here. And see if I can just connect it through the WPS. Oh, there goes my headset holder. I'll go find it later. All right, so I'll put in the code for that. Thank you everybody who is joining in. Thank you everybody who is joining in. Welcome to this live. I am moving all the content over. Call of Duty is almost finished. And then, what more than likely, so Metro Exodus is transferring over. Maybe I should try to... So On Defense Enshrouded says, Enshrouded morning, do you do MH Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark? Also still Nomad. No problem. I will definitely do that. Hopefully this transfers a little bit quicker. Actually, let me go back into it so it doesn't transfer as slow. Because right now you can see how slow all of it's transferring. Probably because I'm also streaming off of the same camera. And I'm also trying to... so right now these are the different games I got on here. And I'm going to transfer over the benchmark tools such as Wukong benchmark tool. And where is it? Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark. And 3D Mark. There we go. That'll be a lot quicker. Perfect. And then I got to connect my Wi-Fi to this PC right across. Unfortunately, I don't got my Ethernet wire that's long enough to reach over on this side. I should get one. That way I can just download... Actually, I could download this... I'll worry about it later. But right now, I'll try to connect this on here. Because right now, again, this is like a first setup for this PC. There we go. Welcome everyone who is joining in. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just transferring all the different benchmarks here. And Kev Max says 9070 XT, ASUS TUF overclocked 9800 X3D. I was always NVIDIA 5080, 1400 euros, ASUS TUF overclocked 9070, 719 euros. This is why I changed my friend's full build to a RTX 5080 to a 3600. You think I need another 2 microphones? I do have 2 microphones actually on now. I got the one right here, and hopefully you guys can hear me. And I think it's just this mic. I probably got to switch it over every once in a while when I look at this PC to transfer everything over. But it should transfer it pretty quick now, and from there we should be We should be ahead and ready to benchmark off of this PC, which is going to be quite exciting. I hope you guys are excited as I am to see what type of numbers that we pull out of it. And it's going to be the first time where it's really getting pushed to the edge to see these type of benchmarks. I'm really curious myself. It's quite exciting. I'll show you, again, for everyone who is just joining in, to take a look at this. That is the PC build. Face it up here. All right, there we go. Is that the brother? No. Yeah, I don't have a brother on here. Oh, now it's saying 3D Mark's busy. All right, let me try it again. Worst case, I'll just move it. I'll just download it manually. Okay, now the drive's busy. Let's see how it looks. All right, so I'm going to connect the Wi-Fi to this PC. Apologize for any type of wait here. I know I'm looking forward to it as much as you guys are right now. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. It's a beautiful day for some benchmarks. No matter the weather outside, right? Hopefully you guys have plenty of water next to you. Because I almost drank a full bottle already. All right, so let me type that in. All right, hopefully I got my Wi-Fi password right. That always is a pain when it kicks back. All right, so we're almost set up here. There we go. Yes, we got it set up now. Sure, we can set up to see the whole PC here. Let me see. Oh, that's right. You guys on the vertical, it might be a lot harder to see. There we go. Now I'm just going to transfer over that drive. All right, so move my mic right here. So right now, I am going to load this drive up. I got to download Steam on it, and then we'll be pretty much good to go. You know what I like about doing a fresh build is just how fast it is when you first get the PC. That's always the best part. I always recommend doing it at least, excuse me, every once in a while to kind of just clean out your PC, because then it kind of gets bloated. And remove all the extra bloatware that's on here too. All the extra stuff you don't need. That's what I practically do, get rid of all the bloatware that Windows gives you. So I just got to set up Steam here. Then we'll be pretty much set to go. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. Make sure to give it a like. And we're going to test out Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark very shortly. All right. Oh, I gotta use the mobile app real quick. So you guys on TikTok, just hang on. And I just gotta sign in on Steam. All right, now we're good. Apologize for that. So how's everyone doing so far? Hopefully you guys had some time to go get some nice refreshments. Now I just got to transfer all the games here. All right. Well, this is funny. Okay, so I'm just gonna download Monster Hunter's Wilds on here. It seems like the drive. Yes, Lulu, it is. Why did I choose this version of GPU? It was the one that I got randomly on Newegg. I had to pick randomly what kind of RX 9070 XT I was gonna get. So I eventually came in, but so far I've been happy with it. I haven't seen any issues with it. It's held up very well so far. And right now we're going to check out Monster Hunter's Wilds very shortly, which is going to be from this PC. We're going to benchmark it and see what type of numbers that we pull. Again, this PC built was not expensive at all. In fact, it was under $2,000. We got it for $1,820 USD total. So it was a PC you can certainly do with a that's under the cost of a RTX 5090. All right, so let me transfer you guys over here so you guys can see. Let me move this out the way. Got to get a longer cable so you guys can see. So I'm gonna just have to move this slightly. All right, so I'm gonna move this desk. There we go. And I will adjust the settings. Oh yeah, I gotta say this power supply is certainly a really nice one for sure. And everyone voted on it. It seemed like a fair way to go for the most part. And but I think it was the right choice for sure, 100%. Because the thing is, it's going to save a ton of energy, for sure, using a power supply like this. And if you guys on TikTok wondering who I'm talking to, I'm also streaming on Twitch and TikTok as of now as well, and also on YouTube. Let me see. I'm just going to set the lighting colors. I know it's a bit bright. So there we go. You guys on YouTube can see that okay? Thanks, Lulu. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you, everyone who is part of the Fan Bam, because I appreciate all you guys for making this possible. And there's going to be a lot more we can do, for sure. So we're just waiting for this right now. Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark, and we're gonna see what type of numbers we get. Now this is kind of like bone stock right now. So we're gonna see how well it does. It's the only things that are on right now is PBO and Expo 1. But I haven't set any settings as far as I've done. Hello, I think the front AIO fan should be reversed as it would draw air away from motherboard components. I see what you mean. That's also a controversial topic, but it honestly, either way, it can work. It go from the front or the top. I've done it both ways and tested temperatures, and by far it doesn't make a large difference at all, especially of how much heat is dissipating out of this motherboard. It's very little compared to a much more heavier build. This is a much more lighter build as it's a gaming PC. And but we will see. I will have the temperatures posted. I still got to set up everything for this to bring up EVGA precision. What I usually like to use is Riviera tuner to kind of measure out all the temperatures to see how it's going. Actually, let's pull up hardware info because I still have yet to download that on here. I always recommend this, guys, if you want to check out temperatures. And it's completely free. Anybody could really download this. And just ignore that. There we go. Definitely one of the first things you got to download when it comes to a PC. Usually I like to do sensors only. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, before I do that, let me... They hate when you accidentally hit the X button. All right. And we'll close that out. And usually I set the main settings right here. I'll make this bigger for you guys. Oh. There we go. I know that's going to be really small. I could change the font out. Oh yeah, I use my finger to monitor VRM, chipsets, etc. Are you using the height V70 case? Do you have the touchscreen display? Because those are always awesome too. I always like those. Those are excellent to test. So just wait for this to transfer over. It's not going to take too much longer. It might be transferring off of the drive now, actually. While it does that, let's see. We also want to download Wukong. Yeah, all that stuff's transferring off the drive. So just give it a moment. There we go. I know that's probably small. I can make it a little bit bigger. You have the Thermaltake helicopter case. That's a dope case. That really is. That's a nice case. You know what I like is I like their shark case. That's a really nice case. Yeah, I'm sure if you guys haven't seen that before, it's shaped just like a shark, but built as a PC. Hopefully you guys can see the temperatures okay. If you can't, I'm going to adjust the aperture a bit so you guys can see it a little bit better. And I could always make the font bigger too if that's still too small. Let's see. All right, perfect. And let's make it 36. Oh, that's freaking huge. We will change that, maybe a little bit smaller. And I'll make it wider. The good thing about ultra wides, you could have a lot of flexibility on this. So there we go. All right, so we got Wukong done. There you go. That's a little bit better. And the temps are right down here. So far. So the tank and the tank case from China. I use the similar one. Oh yeah, from Turkey. Oh, awesome, Lulu. So we got Wukong done. And let me just double check on Monster Hunter's Wilds here. See what's up with it. Let me try to restart that. There we go. I don't know why it's taking so long for that. All right, so for now, we'll go into Wukong, take a look at it. We're gonna finally get some benchmark numbers here. Yo, do you know what could cause random blue screen of death crashes? Somebody asked this on TikTok. Now, blue screen of death crashes could either come from either your hardware or software. Have you noticed when it started happening? When did you start noticing these blue screen of death issues? Just let me know, and I could try to help you out here and try to figure out what's causing it. Because most of the time it could either be software or hardware related. Sometimes even Windows updates do this too. Sometimes it could be driver updates that cause it. Typically it's a conflict with hardware and software. Yeah, could be memory too. Are you noticing a lot of RAM capacity being used up, or? All right, so now it's loading up the shaders here. I don't know if you guys could hear the fans. It's starting to kick on, the Sapphire. I wish I could get a better view for you guys. That's the only limit when it comes to like streams. I can't, unless you got two different cameras going. There we go, initial setup. We're gonna confirm here. Brightness is good. All right, so it's just loading up here. Benchmark. Before we do, let's check out the settings first. So we're gonna go into the display just to get a good idea of what's on. Now, we got frame rate cap is off. We don't want that on. We have VSync off, that's good. Motion blur is strong. How do you guys like that setting? Press 1 if you do, press 2 if you do not. Let me know. Yeah, I have crashes over 25.3. Yeah, the problem is a lot of new games, they have problems with their ports. They just don't like to optimize it. They don't like to optimize it. It says my RAM was causing some of the issues before, but I don't want to buy new RAM. Potentially could be wrong. Do one RAM stick at a time. That you'll get a good indication too. That's always a good way to test it. So if you guys like the settings so far, put 1 in the chat. If you don't, press 2. Let me know what you would like to change out. Also, we have FSR on. Do you want FSR on, or you want it off? You want raw power? You want ray tracing on? Let me know. Right now, frame generation is on. I guess that's new. I haven't seen this before on the Wukong benchmarks. We could turn that off. So let me know the type of settings we want to see. Raw power, or should we just go with FSR settings with frame generation, or should we just go fully raw power here? What do you guys think? Put 2 for raw power, 1 for frame generation, FSR. Let me know. For FSR, okay, ray tracing off, frame gen on. Okay, so we got that so far. Anybody else want to chime in? Anybody else? So far it's looking good. FSR, frame generation on. We got full ray tracing off. And we got graphic preset details as high. And right now we're going off a 1440p display. Motion blur is strong. No VSync on. And certainly no frame rate caps, because that wouldn't make sense on a benchmark. All right. Let's go ahead and dive in and see what we pull out. Now time to benchmark. Now let's see what we can pull out of this. What type of numbers do you think we'll get here? Hopefully you guys can see it. I'll back up the camera some so you guys can really see it. There you go. Feel bad for those on the vertical live. Let me go like that. There you go. It's quite a large monitor, so it's kind of hard to fit it all in. I should really get a smaller monitor for this. But so far, that's what we are benching off of it so far, of the RX 9070 XT. Pretty impressive, right, with frame gen on? Hopefully you guys can see that number okay. For those on the actual, on the horizontal live are experiencing it the best for certain. So if you want to see a better view of it, go into the horizontal live. On TikTok, you get a pretty decent view. On the camera, unfortunately, it's on the vertical camera. It seems like it's not as clear. You could see the frames, but you only get half of the screen, unfortunately, as far back as I can go. So if you're seeing any of, if you see any kind of like stuttering or anything, it's not. It's probably just the camera on the stream. There's limits on motion flow, unfortunately, when it comes to streaming this way, at least, instead of first person. So it's coming off of a whole nother system instead of the same system. So welcome that one, Aaron. Welcome. I'm just benchmarking with the RX 9070 XT, the Sapphire Nitro Plus Pro. It also has a 3.04 gigahertz boost clock. The frames are very decent, very impressive so far. Looking good. Curious to see where it ends up. Black King Wukong is a really gorgeous game too on top of it. So now you can see we get an average of 183 frames per second. That's pretty good. Maximum frames at 203. And we also have a minimum of 48 frames per second there. And this is off of 9600X and the 9070 XT with the internal and software. Not too bad, right? I mean, especially that you built this PC for well under $2,000. Again, only $1,820 for this build. Now, let's see how different it would be if we test it on raw power. And this will be the final test. I'll definitely do more testing, of course. I'm going to give it a more thorough test as well. And I run 60 FPS. This is good. Absolutely. My RAM was causing, okay, read that one. So Kel says I run 60 FPS and it's good. Yeah, it looks good, right, Dave? And let's even do it with raw power here. If we did raw power, just let's see how much of a difference that makes. I want to do Monster Hunter Wilds too, but if it's up, I'll do that test real quick. I'll try to squeeze that in. Let's see. Display. We're going to go right here. We'll turn off frame generation. I guess you have to add that on. So we'll just keep that off. Graphic preset high. We'll apply the difference. Now this is more raw power because I'm not turning on frame generation. So we'll get a better idea. And pretty much every other setting is the same. The only thing that will be off is the frame generation. So let's go ahead and do it benchmark once more. And again, this is, I haven't even done any overclocking yet. This is just base. This is just like practically factory settings. And it's still pushing out some great numbers here. And this is raw power. 101 frames per second, 106, and it's still pushing out decent numbers. Lulu said sadly got 9070 XT, cost here more than 11. Oh, really? Sorry to hear that, Lulu. Hopefully you get a decent card. I really hope that the prices go down on them. Some pricing is really ridiculous when it comes for the RX 9070s XTs or any of the RTX 50 series. It can be pretty pricey. Yeah, 100%, that's great. 60 frames is still great. It's still very playable. And that's, more importantly, you want to make sure that you have at least 60 frames. And you could definitely push further. I bet you have like a frame rate cap on it, because a lot of times the games will automatically set that. I notice it happens with Call of Duty, like Black Ops 6, they'll put the automatically they'll put the frame cap for some reason at 120. There's other games that do that too. I know Ninja Gaiden 2 Black has frame caps as well. Maximum is at 60 frames, but certainly make sure to turn them off. And you'd be surprised. Sometimes it could be even the monitor that data caps at as well. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. If you are, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to follow or subscribe to the channel. Please do. I would really appreciate it. I will make sure to push out more builds and different items to show you guys. I love doing this as much as you guys do. I want to be able to do more giveaways for you guys, to give out more items. Hopefully we can get a graphics card even. That would be nice to manage to give away. I believe it'd be better after you reload the game. First load gives micro stuttering. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it can do that. And so the average is 98 frames per second. And remember, this is just raw power. This is with no help at all from FSR or AFMF, none of that. That's just raw power so far. And you could certainly easily push it over 100 if you want to, if you start to do more overvolt, not overvolting, but you can undervolt and overclock. So let's get out of here. And let's check out Monster Hunters. For some reason, this wants to not download properly. You know what? I know what to do. Yep. I bet you the file's corrupted. The way I disconnected it. So now it's like, now it wants to act crazy because of it. Yeah. All right, you know what? It'll be a lot quicker if I just download it. I don't recommend to do that if you care about what's inside the drive. Let's see. I'm just going to restart Steam real quick. It seems like there's a problem with Monster Hunters while it's here. Welcome everyone who's coming in. I'm doing PC and Tech. I'm just doing some benchmarks off this Sapphire Nitro Plus card. It's 16 gigabytes of G6. And it is also a factory overclock of 3.04 gigahertz, game clock of 2.7 gigahertz. Okay. Let me see. I think I know what's going on here. All right. Now let me try. I think I know what's going on here. At least we get a good idea of how the temperatures are. All right, now it's downloading. Excuse me a minute. Just had to go grab some water real quick. So guys, bam guys, what are your thoughts about this card so far? Hopefully you guys are liking it. Monster Hunter Wilds is on its way. This will be the benchmark that everyone is really curious about. I gotta clean out this drive. It'd be a lot quicker if I didn't have this drive. It's such a mess. I got so much stuff on there. And this PC build, again, it was only $1,820. It was with the Sapphire or X9070 XT with a B850 ASUS Tough Gaming motherboard, and it does have a ASUS Prime LC360 CPU cooler with the crucial P3 Plus NVMe and a Corsair's 6000 megahertz Vengeance RGB RAM kit, and the power supply Seasonic, Seasonic's 1000 watt Platinum Plus power supply. It's ATX 3.1. Like I've said, yeah, I remember, Dave. I am certainly impressed. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I am happy with it. It's very silent so far. It's really quiet. It sounds really nice the way this build does. Oh, the Montech, and also the Montech case. It's an Air 3, and I think it's called the Air M3, and we got that for really cheap, for only $75 too. So again, a PC can certainly be built under 2,000 USD for certain. Right now, I'm just making sure everything is signed in here. Monster Hunter Wilds is on its way. Do you guys have any questions on any games at all, or any PC building questions? I'm here to answer them. Make sure to join the Discord as well. Dave S says, I have a 4K OLED TV, so I can't compare benchmarks as close. If I use a 1440p, it's a different screen size than you. Certainly is. I remember you're running off of the LG, right? Am I correct? The LG C4? That's an excellent, but either way, you gotta be enjoying it, every bit of it. Even though, like, if everybody out there is wondering if you can also game on a TV, you certainly can. Dave does. He goes off of his OLED TV. It's a great screen, so you can enjoy your full games as much as you want. There we go. Now we can open up Monster Hunter's Wilds. All right, so we're just about to open this up. Yeah, man, I wish I had the C4. I'm still in the C1, Dave. But it's awesome to have a TV like that. It makes a large difference. So we're just opening up Monster Hunter's Wilds. Everyone who's just entering just wonders who I am. I'm Chris Mizo. I usually talk about PC and tech. And right now we just finished this PC build. It's the RX 9070 XT build. And I'm excited to share with you guys. Dave S says he just sits about 6 feet away on his recliner. So you can treat it just like a console. You don't have to sit up on a desk to game on a PC. Everyone wonders, oh, you have to go up to a desk, you have to play on it. No, you really don't. You can easily hook up a controller just like you do with your console and hook it up to your TV. That simple. And you still can, but except you'll get better results out of your PC than a actual console, which is the best part of it. So we're just going to test out the Monster Hunter's Wilds here and see what type of numbers that we pull up. And we will see. Let's see. I'm just going to turn this slightly. Hopefully you guys have a better look at it. No, I guess it's better like this, right? I just got it. I can always move it. What's up, underscore? Welcome to the stream. I'm just about to test out Monster Hunter's Wilds. Right now, it's just optimizing the data. And so right after it's done, we're going to benchmark it to see what we got. Black Myth Wukong, we got some great numbers. Raw power-wise, it got up to 98 frames per second. And when it came to FSR, we got up to about 186. It's quite impressive. And we built this PC for well under 2,000. It's only 1,820 if you're curious about the build and where you can get the parts. It's listed in my YouTube video. I have the full build that I've done with this PC. It's in my YouTube channel. If you don't know how to find it, if you're on another stream, if you're on TikTok or if you're on Twitch, it's on chrismizo.com. Just go to the YouTube icon and then go to the YouTube video where I have the PC build. I'll make sure to display it in front of the channel so you guys can find it. And right now we're just waiting for this to load up. And it's going to be quite exciting. I'm sure everyone out there is really excited to see it. To see the type of numbers that we can pull out of this build. It's really gorgeous and impressive. So you can definitely build a PC on the low. You don't have to spend $6,000-$7,000 like what Jensen Huang said during the whole unveiling of the RTX 50 series. Remember that? How he said everyone has a 10K PC sitting? We would all wish we had 10K PCs sitting on our desk, but unfortunately we don't. Realistically, it's very possible to build the PC of your dreams. You spend just a slight bit more money than a console, but it will last you much more longer. It's much more upgradable, and you can upgrade just about everything. Even if you wanted to upgrade your motherboard, you certainly can. And has anyone played Monster Hunter's Wild so far? I haven't. I got to play the beta. I haven't really got into the game just quite yet. Let me know what you guys think of it so far, because I'm curious. Because it seems quite like a magnificent game. Let me see here. Make sure I got... Alright. So, underscore says, I'm new to PC buying and building, but would like a 1660 Super. Be good for a 1080p gaming. Let me see. 1080p gaming, specifically like Minecraft, Roblox, LOL. Also, good job being able to afford that PC. I could only afford like 450. That's okay. I mean, anywhere is good to start, and nobody judges, especially when it comes to PC gaming. It's like just good that you even got started. You have a go. It's good to start anywhere when it comes to PC gaming. Doesn't matter how much your rig is. But if you got a 16, yeah, for 1080p, it's perfectly fine. For Minecraft and Roblox, perfect, certainly. As long as if you're not playing like any newer games, of course, it's going to be a lot more difficult and much more of a struggle to play those type of games. But Roblox and Minecraft is more than certainly able to handle those type of games. Speaking of which, I'll even compare the specifications when it comes to a game like Roblox, what the maximum specifications are recommended. Let's see. So for Roblox, for example, if you're running a game such as that, it recommends at least a 1 gigabyte of RAM, right? And it just recommends a card that you have that runs DirectX 10 or higher, which you certainly can on a 1660. Windows OS is the minimum recommendation is 10. Shader model version is 4, which is GL4. And just up to 20 megabytes. So you certainly can without issue. And same thing with Minecraft. You shouldn't have any issues at all. Minecraft you could be running at, let's see. So Minecraft, it just recommends at the recommended requirements would be at least 4 gigabytes of RAM and at least a 700 series or higher, which yours is a 1660. And it would be at 256 megabytes of VRAM, which is yours is going to be much higher than that. Pixel shaders at least 5, Vertex shaders 5. So you certainly could, and this is recommended specs. So you can certainly do it underscore without any issue. So you don't have to worry. You can certainly game with those type of specs without a doubt. So this always takes a little bit of time for a system to optimize it because it's kind of learning your system. And for some reason, some games like to send everything as packages. And when they send it as packages, it takes a little bit longer to load, which Monster Hunter Wilds likes to do. And as soon as this finishes uploading, then we can give it some proper benchmarks. I'm sure everyone's excited to see that. What type of, and has anybody have any Intel's users in here? I haven't seen any Intel users yet, surprisingly. Let me know if you're an Intel user. If you are, put one. Because I got to hear from you guys. I got to hear your thoughts about Intel. If you are, let me know. Put one into the chat. Love hearing from yous. No Intel users. So it looks like we have mostly all AMD users. Is that correct? All AMD users here? Let me know if you are an AMD user. I'm assuming it's all mostly AMD users. Seems like Intel's really out of the game for sure. So what do you guys think of the new CEO of Intel? I gotta know. Lip Bhutan. He just took over Intel. He's going to be a very interesting hire. Especially that Intel's trying to go to the 18A. And when they go to the 18A, that's supposed to be very competitive to the 5nm, to TSMC. So far, the 5nm. Originally, we thought it was going to be 2nm, which was compared to their node. But it seems like it might be closer to the 5 nanometer chipset. So we just gotta wait for these shaders and these textures and everything to load up here. So it's gonna take a little time, just a little patience. But wouldn't it be nice if developers actually ended up like doing more favors for us, if they ended up actually developing these games properly? Wouldn't it be nice? Ooh. We're almost there, guys. I'm running Wukong Bench right now. Try to copy your settings. Oh, no. I gotta, yeah, I'd love to know what you get out of the 9800 X3D. I gotta know. Would you recommend a certain monitor for it? I was thinking Kurui. I've tried to look some things up about it online, but for such a budget for specifications, it's a little difficult. Sorry if I'm annoying. No, not at all. If you, all you need is a 1080p monitor, that's all you really need. You just want it to be able to run at least 60 hertz at the minimum, and that's it. That's if you're looking for the bare minimum, get at least 60 hertz. If you have a little bit more money, go up to 9700X. Sorry, Dave. I got everybody running in here, so it's like I'm getting everyone mixed up with their processors. But the 9700X is also a much more beefier processor compared to the 9600X. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Dr. Blitz. Imagine buying a 5090 and not using it for a year. Oh, sorry about that. Imagine buying a 5090 and not using it for a year when GTA 6 comes out on console. Yeah, that would be quite terrible. That's the thing. It's like you spend all this money for a console, and I mean, you spend all this money for a 5090. That's not even the cost of this PC, and it doesn't come out. Thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate it, Dr. Blitz. Really do. And Dave S says the minimum was the same as you as 48 frames per second. That's still really excellent. That is excellent. So with the bigger panel of 4K 175 on high with frame gen, no ray tracing. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you're running on a 40-inch display. Speaking of GTA 6 and everything, are you guys really excited for it? Do you think it will come out on time? What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to come out in September, October about, or do you think they're going to end up delaying GTA 6? That's the real question. Because it's a lot of controversy. We don't got a second trailer to it. We only got the first trailer from, what, almost a year and a half ago? It was rumored to come out last year in December, like a trailer, and we never got it. Or even during the Game Awards, we were supposed to get another trailer. It never happened. I gotta know, what do you guys think of GTA 6? You think it's going to come out on time, or you think it's not going to come out on time at all? You think it's going to be late? Because either way, I wouldn't be surprised. Either way. But in my prediction, I kind of feel like they're going to kind of bombshell everyone and say, hey, we're going to come out a little bit later, like early 2026. I know everyone's going to hate that, if that does happen. But they did tell their shareholders we're going to release it in 2025. They said that we will release it in between September to October of 2025. We'll see how true that is. But what is already over if GTA 6? Yeah. 2026 is already over if GTA 6 releases in the fall. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. That is true. That's very true, Dr. Blitz. And I gotta say, I know GTA 6 is going to be like a much more larger map. Apparently, they actually even took away the map of GTA 6, like the original map that we all thought it was going to be. And I think they kind of remodeled it because they want it to be a surprise, everything to be a surprise. And that had just happened over the past week. I'm sure you guys saw that too. And oh, here we go. We're in. So we're going to go to here. We're going to go to language here. We're going to go here. We'll go into English. And we'll enable frame generation for now. Okay, so now we got Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark all loaded up. So we're going to go into options. Now we're going to go over to the display. As you see, it's a 34-inch display. We're running it at 1440p. HDR, this monitor doesn't feature HDR, so it will not enable. And so the settings are set on Ultra right now. So that's like the highest settings you can. It's set on AMD FSR. We're going to enable frame generation, and the quality, it's going to be upscaling mode is quality, and highest resolution for texture, mesh quality, and fur quality. So does it sound good so far? Bruh, I'm at my friend's house and his booted up his old SSD to show me he has 5. Oh, really? That's insane if that's the case. He better go put that in his wallet. Because before you could really get Bitcoin on the cheap, on the low. And before it was really cheap, you can they didn't really have wallets like that. They only had the Bitcoin wallet back then. But you guys ready for this benchmark? And now it's going to be with FSR on, ultra quality, everything on. Let's see what type of numbers that we can pull out of it. What do you guys expect? Yes, that's what I'm doing too, Dave. Definitely doing that, Dave. Seems everyone's happy with the settings here. And let's begin. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's see what we get. Monster Hunter's Wilds. Who's excited for this? Hopefully you guys can see those numbers okay. 4K 120 frames per second native. I could try to attempt with this monitor, but the maximum this monitor goes is 1440. But I'll give it a shot. Some monitors will allow it. This might, but we'll see. So in 1440, it's quite the, it's quite impressive. Really impressive. How are you guys feeling about it? Sapphire RX 9070 XT factory overclock with 3.04 gigahertz. Sorry. See? Again, you don't need an RTX 5090. So Wukong no frame gen, I got 108 FPS versus your 98. So there is a difference when it comes to processing speeds. And it does certainly help when you do have quite a little bit more cores in there. This one only has up to 6 multi-cores. So that's excellent, Dave. That's really good. So your raw power is definitely showing it there. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessary to get the 9800 X3D, especially if you're just gaming. But I mean, if you're on a larger display and if you have 4K, yeah, it's only 6 core for the 9600. So we got a total of, it's still going a little bit. That's right, it has to go right through this scene. And it's unbelievably quiet. Yeah, that's what I tried to tell everyone about when it comes to graphics card. It's really the graphics card that matters. It's not the processor as much. As long as if you have a very good graphics card, such as the RX 9070 XT, the Sapphire Nitro Plus, where it has that factory overclock, it really helps it a lot, tremendously. But it does have PBO enabled, and it does have Expo 1 enabled. So those two settings are on, but nothing has been changed. No curve optimization, nothing has been changed on this card. No undervolting, nothing. This is all pretty much bone stock. So you can certainly enjoy it. So Dave S says, I was between the 9900X and the 9700X. Gaming performance was not a huge difference concerning what if I was upgraded from a big print. It won't be too much of a difference, to be honest, unless you're more into multitasking, I would say. If you're more into if you're more of a multitasker, then it would make something it would make more sense. Are you going to game and stream? If you do, if you're gonna do something like this, then it would make sense. Excuse me, but then it would make sense to go to a higher processor. You would need the multi-cores, but for this, you don't have to. If you just strictly game, 100% don't have to. Just focus on a different aspect when it comes to your PC. You could always upgrade more capacity, or like you could even go X3D if you wanted to. Just go 90. If they come out with the 9600 X3D, that'd be nice. Then I would say do it, or 9700 X3D. But more than likely, the 9800 X3D might be the lowest they go. But good thing also is for those who are curious about the 10,000 series when it comes to Ryzen, they are also going to be compatible with AM5 as well. So you will still be able to install on your AM5 boards. So it says I game and watch YouTube streams and on Twitch, but right now running 2 PCs is nice. Yeah, so you 100% don't need it. You could easily, if you wanted to, you could run a capture card and then run it on another PC if you wanted to, and it'll work just as good. The keyboard and mouse juggling sucks though, yeah. You know, there's a thing I use, it's a Switch device. And I highly recommend it. It's only like, I think it only costs it like 15 to 20 bucks. And you use the switcher anytime you use each PC, you just push the button and it'll switch over. I have it hooked up to the monitor, like the keyboard and the mouse. So that way, if I'm switching from either PC, it will switch over to that side of the PC. But unless you have multiple keyboards and mice, like I actually have an extra mice I use for my one PC now, instead of switching it, it makes it a little bit easier. But again, it does suck the Go keyboard and my mouse juggling at times. I do agree with that. So far, we're almost at the end of this benchmark here. So far, looking good. It's really looking good. I'm surprised how good this is looking. Even, I gotta say, even next to the RTX 4090, it's impressive. It's really impressive. So we got excellent. The score is 29,708 with the average frame of 174.59 frames per second. Pretty impressive. These are great numbers to benchmark off of. Now, the last one I will do real quick is I'm going to do raw power. And we're going to see how that does with raw power with Monster Hunter's Wilds. So let's see. So we're just going to take off frame generation. That's the only thing we're going to take off here. So we'll take that off. Disable. Now we'll go back. And we'll benchmark. And we'll get a good idea of exactly how powerful the RX 9070 XT is. So for those who are looking to get a RTX 5090, hopefully this swayed you to realize that you can actually build a PC for way under the price of a RTX 5090. So you don't really need all that power, especially if you're not going to be taking advantage of that card. It doesn't make any sense to. Sure, it's a beast of a card. I'm not saying it's not, but definitely save your money if you can. Get a RX 9070 XT. It's well under $1,000. It's only about a little bit over $750, like $770 for this card. And if you're interested in getting that card, it's on my YouTube channel under my PC build. I have all the components if you're curious about it. And we're still getting impressive numbers. It still hasn't fallen under 100. This is really good. Next time I'll set the table back a little bit further so you can see, guys, you can see it better on the vertical side. I apologize for that. But most importantly, you see the numbers of it. This is a bit of a wide, ultra-wide monitor. And feel free if you guys have any questions. If you have more questions about PC builds, put it in join the Discord chat. I will be more than happy to help you. Everybody else in the fan bam is also willing to help you. So Dave S says, I ran this on my 3060 10400 Intel build at 1080p medium, and wow, it has a lot of artifacts and not very smooth. I bet. Unreal Engine 5 can be quite unforgiving, especially on older hardware. So if you have older hardware, you'll certainly notice it is not as well. Have you guys enjoyed Monster Hunter Wild so far? I can't wait to play this game. I really can't. I've been dying to play it. I really have. And believe it or not, this is actually the first Monster Hunters game I'm playing. I've never played any of the other ones. I heard Worlds was pretty good. Yeah, as long as it's still good enough. At least it still passes. Importantly, you still got 60 frames. That's the most important. On the Ultra, it got 47. Wow. Here you can see the frame drop here. Like once you get to the grassy area with all the different monsters, you can see a little bit of frame dropping. But again, it's still impressive. Going through that desert looks hot, right? See, and the specifications for this build, again, anybody can really build a PC. You don't have to go crazy on a budget. You don't have to spend over $2,000 for a build even. You can still spend way under that. Very decent numbers. Again, here's the specifications up there if you're curious. It's running at 1440p. It's at ultra settings with a 9600X 6-core processor and a 9070 XT. What type of numbers do you think we'll get out of... Now, this is just raw power. This isn't even full on... it isn't even with full on power here. So if you're curious about it, and you're curious about any of these parts, make sure you go into my YouTube stream. It's all listed on there. Or go into the YouTube video. It's all listed. The build. I'm surprised my dog hasn't come in here yet. He must be chilling out there on his bed. He has this big, large bed he lays on. Very smooth right now. I don't know how it looks on the stream, because with the rolling shutter, it probably catches it a little bit different. Alright, so far we got excellent, a score of 32,681, average FPS of 96.16 frames per second. Now, Mayrock says the MSI B760MP DDR5. Let me see that. Let me look that one up, because I'm unfamiliar with MSI's RAM here. MSI, which that's a motherboard, I believe, what you're listing. But which type of RAM are you speaking of? Because more than likely it's going to be compatible with DDR5. Most of them are now. Let's see. Because that RAM, No. Okay, I see it. They might have two different versions of it. Now, the B760MP could either be both have DDR4 or DDR5, I believe, if they have a DDR5 version of it. Because a lot of times these manufacturers, when it came to Intel's 12th generation, they came out with the Intel, I should say, socket 1700. They had alternate motherboards to it, so you can see if they have a DDR5 version. If they don't, then you can look up their higher one. The one I recommend from MSI is even the Z6. I think the Z690s was it. It's the Pro. You can get it for a little bit more money. It's like $29 more, but it does have DDR5. It's the MSI Pro Z790S. I can tell you that one has DDR5 for sure. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more compact, more ITX, they do have them. Now, but of course, if you're going to pay for a smaller motherboard like that, it's going to be a little bit more pricey for it. Now, I do appreciate everyone who has joined in onto the stream. Thank you guys so much for being part of this stream. I will definitely do more. I always stream Wednesdays and Saturdays for all those who are curious about when I do them. And thank you guys again so much for being part of the wonderful fan bam. If you haven't already, follow and join, subscribe, and like this video. Don't forget to join the giveaway, which the next stream, more than likely, I will announce the winner if the contest is done by then. Thank you guys again so much for being part of the wonderful fan bam. Once again, I love you all. Thank you guys for being part of this wonderful stream. Hopefully you enjoyed these benchmarks as much as I did. I will definitely do a lot more further testing and see how much further we can get with this card, see what type of undervolt settings we can get. It's going to be quite interesting. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all. I love all of you guys.